Good morning, friends. Welcome back to this video class. So in this video, we shall discuss on third module, that is flexible payment failures, maintenance and evaluation. So in this module or in this video lecture, the concepts we are going to cover are types of failures, causes, remedial measures in flexible payment, functional evaluation by visual inspection, and unevenness measurement by using different techniques. Structural evaluation by BBD, that is Benkelman beam deflection method, falling wedge deflectometer, and GPR method. So also we shall discuss on design factors for runway pavement, design methods for airfield pavements, and problems on above. So without wasting time, we shall get into the concepts. The first thing we are going to discuss on this video is the general causes of the pavement failure. Okay, so here are some of the major causes for which the pavement is likely to fail. The first one is excessive rain, then changes in groundwater condition, traffic loading, leakage of water from the water supply pipes or sewage, capillary activity, damage caused due to excavation of trenches along roadside or cutting of roads, other climatic factors. So in order to account for these general causes of the pavement failure, the suitable type of pavement maintenance works needs to be carried out from time to time. So on various components of the roads such as carriageways, shoulder, side drains, culverts, and unattended damages leads to failure. So when we go through these general causes of pavement failure, so you shall see the most of the causes are due to water. Okay, so especially in case of flexible pavement, the flexible pavements are like hydrophobic. Okay, so they hate water. So right from subgrade to the top layer of the pavement, so at any point if water comes in contact with these layers or materials of the pavement is likely to fail in number of ways. Okay, so with that we shall see what are the different types of failures encountered in flexible pavements. Okay, so these are some of the major pavement failures that we usually see. The first one is alligator cracking or map cracking. So most of the time it is due to fatigue. Then consolidation of pavement layers, which is also called as rutting of the pavement. Then third one is shear failure cracking. Fourth one, longitudinal cracking. Then frost heaving. Then lack of binding to the lower course. Then reflection cracking. Then formation of waves and corrugation, bleeding, and pumping. So these are the 10 major types of failures that we actually encounter in flexible pavement. So we shall discuss one by one in detail. So the first one we shall discuss is alligator cracking. Okay, so in the figure here you can see a typical example of alligator cracking has been shown. An existing bituminous pavement surface that has developed extensive cracks which are interconnected, forming a number of blocks. The crack pattern resembles a skin of the alligator, therefore it is called as alligator cracking. So there are a number of major causes for this type of failure. So the first one is relative movement of the pavement layer material. Okay, so obviously when the pavement is likely to take the vehicle loads, so due to the loads or moving loads, the pavement layers are likely to move on one another. That is relative movement of the pavement layer material. For that reason we shall see these kind of alligator cracking. Then the second one is repeated application of heavy wheel loads. Usually it is a common trend from the drivers that we tend to move on a similar wheel path. Okay, so due to that the load is being applied in the same line. For that reason we usually come across this alligator cracking. So the next one is swelling and shrinkage of subgrade by other layers due to the moisture variation. So as we usually see in case of rainy season, reasons, the water entrapped in the subgrade material. Okay, so for that reason, what happens if the material used in the subgrade is clay kind of material, or which is likely to undergo shrinkage. So for that reason also, the alligator cracking is likely to happen. So this is a typical figure for which you can refer to alligator cracking. So next we shall move on to second type of failure, that is shear failure or cracking. So here we usually come across upheaval of the pavement material or bituminous material. Here you can see the shear failure causes upheaval of the pavement materials by forming a fracture of cracking. Okay, so if the bituminous surface course is subjected to very high traffic loading, pavement fails by shear. So this is a typical example wherein which you can see, so along this crack you can see the upheaval of the bituminous material. So this is an example for shear failure, and as I said, the causes are excessive wheel loading, then low shearing resistance to the pavement mixture. So next we shall discuss on frost heaving, that is the third type of pavement failure. So frost heaving causes upheaval of the localized portion of the pavement. Okay, so it we will not see this all along the length of the road. Okay, so only in certain portion where you can see the material along the cross section of the road being upheaval. So in location where frost action takes place, okay, failures in flexible pavement can occur due to either by frost heave or breaking up of pavement after winter season, during thawing, or due to alternate freeze and thaw cycles. That means, so as in the previous shear failure, so here also if the water entrapped in the subgrade, okay, so is exposed to freezing and thawing condition, alternate freezing and thawing condition, what happens once there is a freezing condition, the water entrapped in the subgrade will be freezed. Okay, so that means it will be converted into a solid. Okay, so as and when the thawing condition occurs, so that ice cube will melt, thereby creating a void within the subgrade layer. So once the void is formed, the pavement is likely to settle at that particular localized area. Okay, so due to that, frost heaving is likely to occur. So next type of failure we have is rutting. Okay, so one of the major flexible pavement failure that we oftenly see on the road, okay, the surface depression in the wheel path. Okay, so as I discussed already, the drivers tend to drive their vehicles on the same wheel path along the length of the road. So due to this reason, during high temperature conditions, what happens, these wheel paths are formed on the road pavement. So due to the continuous application of the wheel along the same direction and the same location. So you can see a rut is a depression or a groove worn into a road path by the travel of wheels. They can form through the deformation of the asphalt concrete, pavement, or sub-base material. So this here you can see, so this is a wheel path. Okay, so wherein which continuous application of the load along the same direction in the same spot will give rise to rutting. Okay, so that is regarding rutting. So next, water bleeding and pumping. So usually mud pumping, in most of the cases we come across this mud pumping in concrete roads. Okay, so we shall see what exactly is this water bleeding or mud pumping. So water bleeding occurs when water seeps out of the joints or cracks or through excessively porous layer. Okay, so when I said joints and cracks, it is regarding concrete pavement, but when I say porous layer, so this regards to flexible pavement. So pumping occurs when water and fine material are ejected from the underlying layers through cracks under moving loads. So for this we shall consider a concrete slabs. Okay, so we already know that when a concrete road is there, so it will be having a number of longitudinal and transverse joints. Okay, so it is likely that water will penetrate into the lower layers through these joints. So below these slabs, so this water which is entering into the layers will form a slurry with the material with the material below the pavement layers. So as and when slurry is formed due to the application of loads, this slurry is likely to come out of the joints, and that phenomena is called as mud pumping, and it is one of the major type of failure that we see in concrete roads. Next, we have lack of binding with the lower layers. As I said, the bituminous material is a hydrophobic material. Okay, so it really doesn't like water at all. So lack of binding with the lower layers, that means this results in opening up and loss of pavement materials, forming patches and potholes. Slipping occurs when the surface is not bound with underlying base. Okay, so as and when water comes in contact with the this bituminous material, the bitumen is likely to detach itself from the aggregates, so they thereby causing potholes. Okay, so here some of the examples for potholes which are shown in the figure, you can see. Next we shall discuss on reflection cracking. This type of failure occurs when the bituminous surface course is laid over existing concrete pavement with some cracks. So this crack reflected in the same pattern on the bituminous surface. So what happens when you do a overlay of bituminous material on existing concrete pavement? So we usually using this Benkelman beam deflection method, so we design a overlay on existing even bituminous pavement as well as concrete pavement, especially in case of concrete pavements. So if you are going to lay a overlay, so if that concrete pavement consists of cracks, okay, so when you overlay a bituminous layer on that, what happens is, over a period of time, due to the excessive loads, the cracks present on the bottom layer, that is existing concrete road, is likely to reflect on the new bituminous layer. So this is called as reflection cracking. Okay, so then longitudinal cracking. Longitudinal cracks are parallel to the pavement center line. Lay down direction can be a type of fatigue cracking or top down cracking. Okay, so in figure you can see both reflection cracking as well as longitudinal cracking. Okay, so next we have is various causes of formation of waves and corrugations in flexible pavement and its remedial measures. A form of plastic movement is typified by ripples, that is corrugation, or an abrupt wave, which is also called as shearing, across the pavement surface. The distortion is perpendicular to the traffic direction, usually occurs at points where traffic starts or stops. Okay, so what happens here is when in places where the traffic starts or stops, especially in case of signals, okay, intersections. So usually when there is a signal, we tend to stop the vehicle. After the signal is over, you get a green signal, so you start the vehicle, accelerate and move on. So due to this reason, at that particular spot, we are likely to come across these kind of formation of waves and corrugations. The various causes of formation of waves and corrugations in flexible pavement are defective rolling during the construction. The second one is poor subgrade conditions, poor gradation of mix, compaction temperature. If you are not following the proper compaction temperature, this is likely to happen. Then unstable underlying layers. Okay, so underlying layers such as base course, sub base and subgrade. So if these are unstable, so we might come across these kind of failures. So what are the remedial measures for this formation of waves and corrugations? Drainage system is provided as a remedy. A proper drainage system needs to be provided. Then the subgrade should be heated with a modifying agent, treated with a modifying agent for stabilization as a remedy. Okay, so these are the some types of flexible pavement failures, the remedial measures and causes. So with that we shall conclude this video lecture. The remaining part we shall discuss on the next class. Thank you so much.